Okay, welcome back to part 5 of Disco Elysium. What do we have to do today? I think we need to check our ledger just to go through the previous cases, see if there's any info in there. Then we need to talk to the bartender again, see why those stuff were in there while he had the key, and maybe check on our thoughts. Yeah, and we'll see if we find something else to do. Let's get started.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
Okay, which one sounds the most interesting? I mean, we mentioned this one before, so maybe this is the one we want to read. And it sounds interesting. Square bullet hole.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
Maybe it's like in that movie, No Country for Old Men. He's not using a gun, he's using one of those, that butchers use to, yeah, to kill the animals, I guess. It's like a cylinder that shoots out with air pressure and then goes back in. So maybe that could be square, but why would it be square? It should be a circular cylinder then. Let's see if we have anything else to learn here.
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
Okay, I guess we didn't get an answer. Let's see what else then. And it didn't take 30 minutes. I thought it would take real life 30 minutes.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between two options.
I mean, who cares? What is this? The owner of the building should decide. I don't care. I'm gonna keep it because I don't want to be the one to remove it. Someone else do it. It's not my job.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
Ah, wait. I should have taken remove it, because now that I think of it, it was like not a dangerous message, but it was like a call to arms, right? Wreak havoc on the middle class. Sounds like a psycho message.
No one cares what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger. What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
Let's check the unsolvable one.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable.
10 years? Haven't we reached the statute of limitation then? I mean, okay, let's read on. Don't think I will solve it, but okay.
Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration.
Well, it should be after a certain amount of times. I mean, you can't do it every day.
The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression. Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years.
Yeah, this was a hard one. I don't know how to make them stop.
It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Ooh, I don't remember which one Leslie is. Was he the public indecency guy or property damage? Let's scroll up and check, I guess. Okay, indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved.
There we go. We solved it. Maybe not the best way, but it's solved.
Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one? Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
What? What am I supposed to do with this? They look like assholes.
Insufferable dicks. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it is. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved. No, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You don't have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next? Murder. Tum-tum-tum. At the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve, was doing it solo, said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister, was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had. Okay. So the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
I mean, what am I supposed to say here? Yes, let's ask the stupid question.
No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything.
It's really cool.
Yeah, really lame. So anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open. Blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be?
The owner did it, or he just became lightheaded and hit his head? I don't know. Let's see what options.
Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge.
Yes, he is thinking like me, but still, was there blood on the edge of the table, is the question then.
See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom. Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name. Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed, piecing it together. Next.
Okay, we're done with this.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
This got updated, but I don't know what got updated. Was it this one? Do I have more points to put, or what's going on? Okay, I have 2 skill points, I guess. What should I put them in? More logic or something else? I mean, in games like this, not that I know much, but you should always like max out something. Should never go midway on everything. So let's become the logical genius here then. I'm gonna go back on my word there and put one here too. We want to be able to conceptualize the crimes we find, I mean. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now let's talk to the bartender.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he answered that.
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
That's loser talk. Quitter.
Thank you anyway.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
I don't trust this guy.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Yes? What thing? Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
So why are you talking shit about them then?
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Was there something else? Because I have coasters to stack and glasses to clean. What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
So which booth is theirs? All of these? Are these reserved? Okay, maybe she wants to join me now. Let's go.
Hello again, sweetie.
I mean, I'm not gonna ask her for money. What do we have here?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
First of all, who puts books outside when it's snowing? Are they covered in plastic or what?
Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Okay, I don't like any of these options. I guess I'll go inside.
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Where's your sense of mystery?
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir?
Have you looked at me? Look at my picture.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
Yeah, if I knew where my gun is. Okay, just staring at me when I come in. Seems like a nice door. I'm gonna ignore you.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere.
Viking books. Oh, storekeeper, come here.
Oh, Man from Hyundal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Is she talking shit about Conan the Barbarian? I'm just gonna pick this.
What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say.
Yeah. Well, that's not true either.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjerndalaman, the man from Hjerndal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Yeah, I am broke.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
I need to make money somehow. I don't know how you make money in this game, but I need money. Let's keep on annoying her.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Braubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
I don't think I have any. Or do I?
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
This one seems like the best option here.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
I mean, we don't have any memories, so I can just make up anything here. Let's go with this.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
She says that while her child is outside freezing.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Yeah, I have none. And I owe the bartender like 100. Ooh, is this the adult section? Have to check it out.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Oh, that's no fun. Maybe there's money in there.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
Yeah, no.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books.
Yeah, I don't have any money anyway.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
I mean, she's just gonna deny everything, so I'm just gonna do this.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Not a customer. I'm here as a police officer.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
I mean, if you're gonna put up curtains like that, it will draw attention. So, yeah. Put up a door instead and lock it.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
Okay, this sounds more and more like a scam. Like I will open it and oh look, a magic book, buy it.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
Yeah, let's go. Guns blazing. I don't have a gun, but yeah, you understand.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say.
Okay, my mind is telling me something. I need to listen.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Is this trinket behind the curtain or where am I seeing it?
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Yeah, so this is becoming more and more like True Detective. And she has a weird pendant, so yeah, weird people.
This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges. Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
Okay, let's talk to her before we open it. I will open it.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for it.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Certainly there are good things to be said about dependence.
Now, hey there. Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space. Tribute? Power? These are not the traditions we're used to in this part of the world. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you.
But it doesn't sound like it. You're so protective of it. It sounds like either a crime or something fun to see. Which one is it?
Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. It's just for decoration. Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed, just like everyone said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
No, I'm happy after I open it.
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease. eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Okay, I don't see the connection to the curtains. It's a bad spot for a store maybe, but what does the curtain have to do with it?
Didn't that curtain just move?
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
I have new words.
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
How about you hire an electrician that puts up a neon sign outside? That would draw customers.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough. Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I have no money.
There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel bad for the kid outside.
Desert pygmy shamans. That sounds like a rather questionable way to describe a group of people. Doesn't seem like the spell is working. There are no customers around except you.
Sir, I am well educated in the commercial and esoteric arts. I know what to do and what to avoid. Discount my wares? I can see, sir, that you don't value books very highly. Besides, this would only tempt the phantoms of doom. They can sense the desperation, you know. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
My liege, you know what this case calls for? A para-detective.
Okay, 72%. We usually fail this, but let's give it a try.
Slither up
Yes.
to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm
Well,
sorry for being so blunt, but
I like that I'm still wearing those gloves while I'm saying this.
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook.
Yeah, you can learn something here.
Go ahead then, rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
how do you know all this?
Here we go.
You're part Simonese. Oh, it means our meeting couldn't have been mere chance. The hand of fate guides us. But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
I want to say this one, but I'm not sure he will help me here. Let's try it out. Let's see if he's loyal. This will be a test.
Oh,
Oh my god. He's failing me.
certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
Thank you.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just some office space. Don't be scared.
I don't know, is this like a insult? Book peddler. Let's check upstairs before we go for the investigation. Did I get a key from her? Didn't she give me a key? Where's the key?
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
I hope you're paying me for this investigation.
Note, reading about Dick Mullen would not actually make you a better detective. Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
No.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
I'm just gonna stop looking at these books. Okay, weird thought.
You see a set of tattered curtains. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Wasn't I supposed to go here for the investigation? Or how do I reach this chimney?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Should have gone the brute force route instead of logic.
Only an echo. No one is there.
I like the way we knocked at least. It was a very good knock.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
I'm not gonna let Kim go first. I'm the lead detective here. Okay, we're gonna leave it on this cliffhanger and continue the investigation next time. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.